All right, so we're in the process of getting Oliver a timeout, and he has calmed down substantially from when I first came in, but he is not calm yet, which is why he's still on a leash timeout. But it's nice. There's not a lot of tension on the leash right there. There he goes as he tries to run away again. So I asked you guys earlier if he scratches at you or nudges you when he wants attention, and he does scratch at you from time to time when he wants attention. Or paw you?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. I think compared to other dogs that I've known, where like you're sitting there watching TV and they come up and just like tap you and try and get your. I don't think he does that at all. Basically,
All right. Well, let me ask you this: how much does he get? So much affection that maybe he doesn't need to ask for it.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I consider petting a dog our way of paying the dog.
Yeah.
Now, if I have a job, I happen to actually like my job, but most people have a job where you have to do things at your job that you don't particularly like. Of course. And so you do them because you get paid to do that. But if you had a new job where the boss is like, hey, you have no rules, and matter of fact, I smoke a lot of herb, so I'm not going to remember when it's time to pay you, so I need you to remind me to pay you.
Right.
Oh, it's time to pay you again? Didn't I just pay you? Oh, well, okay. You're going to be a really horrible staffer under those circumstances. And so for him, he has some rules, but some of them were a little confusing the way that they were applied. But if he gets so much attention, just like if we like chocolate cheesecake, but we eat every day for dessert, after a while we're like, give me some banana cream, give me something else. It loses its allure if it's delivered too much. And I've seen some people, usually people with a dog like this, when the dog doesn't nudge at them for attention, it's because they lavish so much attention on the dog it doesn't have to. And women more than men, but men can do this as well, really they think that unconditional love will save the day.
Sure.
So for us, unconditional love is a very revered thing. We look for it, when we find it, we cherish it, we want to reward it. Dogs look at unconditional love as weakness.
Sure.
Oh, she pets me for no reason. So she needs me to be in charge of her, because otherwise some real Cocker Spaniel is going to take her home with her next time she's out walking around.
Yeah.
So that's part of, also I have a Velcro dog, so little separation anxiety can factor into that as well. So what I would do is, usually what I say is anytime the dog nudges you or scratches at you for attention, to give it a counter order, ask it to sit. Now in your case, your dog isn't, yes, valiant effort, buddy. But no, you're going to have to come back. So normally, like I said, dogs kind of ask and demand it.
Yeah.
Your dog's not doing that. What I would do is, instead of petting him, ask him to sit or lie down first.
Yeah.
And
so we did start doing that actually, based on some stuff that we read.
Okay.
Okay, I only pet him when he's sick.
Okay.
Whether I first woke up or whether we're about to go on a walk or anything, I try to only touch him when he sits.
Okay.
And make him sit before I'll touch him.
Now, what I like to do is I like to pet a dog under its chin, because when a dog is proud about what it's done, his nose is parallel to the ground or elevated as he struggles. So, sit. Sit. Bad camera work. So what I like to do is tickle under the chin. Oliver, come. So I'm lowering it. Sit. So the second it touches his lips, I'm saying the word sit, and then I'm simultaneously petting him under his chin. Just like Pavlov's dog, if we always do it in that order, eventually the tickle under the chin is the same thing as getting the treat. And we also are putting him as sit, which is a more subordinate position. We're also helping him achieve a better body mechanic by putting his nose in the air. So he thinks, that he feels good about what he's done. You've probably seen him with like a special toy, and he runs around the house with his nose in the air. He feels,
constantly. Same in the dog park. He likes
yes,
around
I'm showing off.
Yeah.
So I want him to feel good about doing the things I like. I call these desired behaviors.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest you guys do is use the watchword of paycheck. So if either one of you hears the word paycheck, it means you're petting the dog and you didn't realize you didn't ask the dog to do something.
Got it. Okay.
So you just immediately, if you hear that, you immediately stop petting.
Right.
And then you ask the dog to sit. If he's already sitting, you ask him to step over and take a sit, or ask him to lie down. Again, sitting and lying down are more subordinate positions.
Yeah.
Sit. Now in that situation, he sat on his own. I didn't ask him to sit. And that's what you're going to transition to, is eventually he's just going to come start sitting in front of you and looking up at you saying, look, I'm sitting, shouldn't you be paying attention to me?
That's what we want, for sure.
Now when he does that, we need to make sure we are acknowledging that and petting him. So as soon as I start petting, again, I like to say sit at the same time. Now the way I put a dog into sit is go over their head, sit. Now he turned away from me. He's practicing a little bit of avoidance because again, he still wants to get away from me on the leash. But this is petting with the purpose. It is probably the best return on investment you will get for the time that you
Petting
put
with
in.
purpose,
Yeah. And after a while, you won't even think about it. You just be like, sit, and you'll have the conversation with somebody else with just raising your hand. You won't even have to say a word.
Yeah.
But every time you do that, you have a little leader-follower lesson
Yeah.
that you just reinforced the dynamic that you're looking for.
Makes sense.
That's petting with a purpose.